Hey guys, Charlie Sims here. Welcome to my channel. Hope you are well and thank you for joining me for a speed build. We have a speed build of a Victorian here for a change. Lol, I kid, of course. I do Victorians all the time and I'm not even sure why I did this Victorian. I think because I've almost rebuilt all of the houses in this neighbourhood and I just kind of wanted to rebuild this one. It's not particularly for this household. I know like the household was originally had like 3 roommates, but I just wanted to do a family Victorian, so it's just like a family household. I think I've got a teenager's bedroom and a kid's bedroom, and I realise I always do a teenage room and a kid's room and never really do a toddler room. I must not really like the toddler stuff, but I will have to do a toddler room soon to switch it up a little bit. And I also end up doing 3 bedroom homes as well. So again, we'll have to switch that up as well. And of course, stop doing Victorians. That would be good. But yeah, I actually had a lot of fun doing this build. I think it turned out really nice, to be honest. I was watching Bridgerton and I just put it on to try and get into a new series, and I think I got like 3 episodes in and then I just stopped doing my speed build and Bridgerton had my full attention. But like for a while I was just like not really, well, I mean, I was paying attention because I really wanted to get into it, but not really because I was like playing The Sims. But then I thought, oh my god, this requires my full attention, and if you are looking for something to binge watch, I would seriously suggest watching Bridgerton. It's like a period drama, but it's got like a Gossip Girl subtext. So if you've ever watched Gossip Girl, like I would seriously recommend this because it's just basically Gossip Girl in like the 17th century, I think. 17th, 16th, I'm not sure. Prussia still exists, so whenever that was. Yeah, anyway, but back to the build and less about Bridgerton. Um, I'm just making like a little balcony. Victorians have got a lot of balconies, so this is nothing new. Although I do use the vintage glamour windows a lot because they're actually really nice. So that's new for me. Do try and do a few new things. I mean, obviously I've done a lot of Victorian builds at this point. I say a lot, like, oh my god, how many have I done on the channel? I mean, my haunted house, that counts as a Victorian, so three I believe on the channel. Um, yeah, but this still ends up looking different, I think, because anytime you do something, right, it's never the same the first time, if that makes sense. So yeah, I like what I end up doing with this. I end up using the Realm of Magic doors as well. I'm using a lot more Realm of Magic lately, maybe because I'm doing Victorians, but it's really nice because I originally, like, I've never played with Realm of Magic, to be honest. Like, I love the Vampire Pack. It's just for some reason wizards don't really interest me in The Sims. I don't know why. I love Harry Potter. I don't know, it's just one of those things. I'm just not interested in playing it. There's some packs that you're really interested in and some packs that you aren't. So I got it on sale purely for the build and buy. And when I first started looking at the build and buy, I was like, oh, it's all wands and things, like specific to that gameplay. And then lately, I've just been discovering like how nice some of the fencing and the spandrels and the windows and the doors are. Obviously, I believe are only stained glass windows in the game. I'm not sure. I think so. And you might have noticed by now, or maybe earlier, that this is all up on a hill, so I just raised it a little bit so that I could have like a uphill walkway up to the front just to give the build a bit of something about itself. I don't really know why I did that either. Just like, I don't know, I feel like I was in a Bridgerton days like the entire time I was building this. To be honest, this is actually my second attempt. I didn't like the first one. I don't know why. I think it was 2 story. I mean, this one's only 3 story because of the tower on the third story. But yeah, it was 3 story. And then I was looking around at the other neighbourhoods and because all of my Victorian builds are like in this current save file. So I was looking around and I was like, oh, it kind of like pales in comparison to the other ones. So yeah, and obviously, like, I was just enjoying building and having Bridgerton on in the background. I just thought, oh, okay, I'll just do it again then. I'm having fun. So yeah, I just bulldozed it and started again because yeah, it just it wasn't really working for me, to be honest. But yeah, we're now adding some windows, making a little sunroom. I'm so surprised. I'm so happy and surprised at how great the interior looks. Like, having not really planned the interior, just doing the exterior. We actually have a load of room, which is really nice. You know, when something kind of all fits, and because it all fits, you have fun doing it. It was very that. And I think I'm gonna call this the Pink Victorian because I've like run out of names for Victorian builds because of how many I've done, and also because it is pink. And we do end up putting this pink, and it's like pink sliding and then half grey brick. I kind of like that extra detail. I like that it breaks up the pink. I don't really like it without that. So that's on all the walls. I think you will have just seen me change that. Oh yeah, and then I just decided to add a couple of dormers just for a bit of detail. My voice has gone all croaky. So yeah, so I add those to the top, as dormers are in the top, and we are on to the interior. And I create a little mezzanine through some trouble. Do have a lot of trouble doing the mezzanine, as you will see when there you go, when I remove the floor, the roof is all exposed, and then I need to kind of like cordon it off and use the room tool, the room tool to kind of like go around the whole of the room to get it to actually register as a room so that the roof doesn't clip in the front. And because I go around the mezzanine, I don't like include the mezzanine when I'm making the wall. The floor is still not there, which is good, like a little hack. And yeah, I'm just making sure I can cover up those little bits of I believe the foundation that's kind of clipping, but I can cover that up, so that's fine. The walkway is kind of for show anyway around the mezzanine. But we do put like a huge hanging chandelier down the middle that goes into the landing, and that's really nice. And yeah, this sunroom is like perfect for a little dining room. The kitchen's off of the dining room. And then I'm just making room for a little bathroom, and I'm just so happy at this point, just so happy with it. I say at this point, like, the interior is pretty easy. Like, I have a pretty easy time with the interior. So yeah, happy, happy, happy. And this is me making like a little corridor, and I originally think of closing off that octagonal, and then I realise, oh, we can just open it up and then put some ladders up to the third story. So that's what I do. And I actually forget to furnish the third story until after I do the garden. But still, I furnish everything in like a sensible order, which is you can't say about like my last build where I'm just jumping about all over the place on my last build, because this is really easy to furnish. And yeah, and obviously like Bridgerton, I wonder how many times I'm going to mention Bridgerton in this in this voiceover. But I don't know, I think Bridgerton is inspiring me at this point, because I keep a lot of old Victorian features, or at least, you know, I think they're old Victorian features. I mean, I'm no expert, but I think the kitchen ends up looking like nothing is modern in this, basically. And I don't know who lives here. I mean, we put a telly, so you know, we're not going back to the Victorian era per se, but I think the Sims that live here really like a lot of like Victorian architecture and like antiques. I was going to say antiquity then, but I don't actually know what that is. But yeah, they really like antiques. And this is just me doing a little curtain trick that I've used in my last build. If you'd like to check that out, I will show you the card now. And that was a summer house. And now I go into the debug soon and pull out a Realm of Magic broom. Another thing I like about Realm of Magic, I like these brooms from the debug that you get. I don't know whether you can actually like play with them if you're not a wizard or what. I just like them for decoration. Because sometimes the laundry day thing, like with that little block of wood, that looks like it's just been kind of like attached to the wall. I don't really always like that. Whereas this one, you don't get like that chunky block of wood. Anyway, oh yeah, and then I also put a skull down in a glass container. I don't know why. I used it on my haunted house build, and I think it's really cool. So I just added that in, and maybe that's an antique as well. I'll bet a weird antique. And yeah, now I just put, I think that floral arrangement is a bit over the top, so I just, I don't think the Sims living here are like over the top. I just think they're like Victorian things, but I don't think they're like particularly like snobbish or anything. I think, so that's why I changed the bouquet flower arrangement. And now I'm just adding a little mat and then like a rug to wipe your feet on. Yes, and then we move back to the corridor that I didn't actually finish. And yeah, we just clutter up this end table as well and just lighten up that other end table to match it. And I think I put some like really random clutter down for some reason. I put down the gardening things for your garden. I don't know why. I think it's quite weird to have it there, but I don't know. I'm just really trying to do other things. Also put a mirror at the top of the stairs, and then we put end up swapping this out because I decide that the Sims have dogs, so we end up swapping that out for the nice shelf with the dog collars on that I really like from Cats and Dogs as well. And the living room also comes together really quickly as well. I just pull that Realm of Magic fireplace out to have a look. I don't think I've ever looked at it. Well, maybe when I first got the pack, but I'll probably never use it. Or although, never say never. But yeah, so this is just me using the Discover University couches and chairs, and I think they're actually really nice. But yeah, because I say like never say never, because we are getting a lot of paranormal stuff, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, we're at that stage now where we've got everything that we had in The Sims 2, right, in terms of seasons, Cats and Dogs, Discover University. Like, we've got all the basics, and I feel like it's now going to be experimental. So there might be opportunities to use that Realm of Magic fireplace. That was the point I was making. Just because I feel like a lot of the packs are going to be quite experimental, but I don't know. What do you think? Not sure. Now I'm just adding some pictures about just to fill up this space. I had a corner of bookcases there. I think they look nice, and then I use these lovely wall lights, which I really like. This is me swapping out that for some dog collars, and then bowls. Oh, and then I also put that down, and I think that kind of looks like the coat and the hat are attached to that shelf that holds the collars, kinda. I think it works, if you squint. And now I'm just adding some Realm of Magic pictures, not because I think I like the frame rather than I don't think they're really like spellcasters in this or anything. And now I'm just on the upstairs, and we're working out the parents' bedroom, the master bedroom that has an ensuite off of it. We do all the bathrooms later. I really quickly do all the bathrooms at the same time because they're practically the same. And it takes me absolutely ages to pick out matching or kind of matching dresses. I think I do end up with that dresser from Vampire, the Vampire pack, but I'm still not particularly happy with it. I'm happier with it in the lighter swatch, but nothing matches. But I just I don't know, I don't like putting just a short dresser down because I feel like it's really unrealistic in terms of what you'd have. You normally have a chest of drawers. That's the word I was thinking. A chest of drawers, and then you have a dresser as well, a wardrobe. You don't normally just have a chest of drawers. Now I'm doing a teenage room, and I actually really like this room. It's really small. I think the teenager has got a smaller room than the child, actually. But I decide that this teenager is just a bit of a hobbyist, and they're into a load of things. So we put down, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 hobbies, which is if you look at the room, is quite a lot. I think we put the yeah, we do. We put the yarn basket in for knitting. I'm just making a little bespoke vanity table here. So yeah, so we put down the camera, the guitar, the camera, and the yarn baskets and the yoga mat. Yeah, so we've got like 4 activities in like a relatively small space. But I think like the sim who lives here, who has this room, the teenager just really likes things. And then a little craft box, because like maybe they like crafting as well, even though it's not actually a thing in the Sims. And then yeah, just I think that's the build. I think that's quite a neat room. And then we're on to the kids' room, and we make this. I mean, I don't change any of the wallpaper, which is like quite unusual for me. But yeah, I don't change any of the wallpaper. I just. But the rooms still have like a theme. So this one's like, well, everything I put down is blue, I believe. Which I also did in my summer vacation home. I actually prefer to do kids' rooms by just like picking a random colour. I don't know why, because everything ends up cohesive, and then I'm not necessarily like gender stereotyping either, I find, if I just pick a colour. Because yeah, so this isn't like, I didn't really have any gender in mind for this bedroom. Oh, and I'm really trying to make that shelf from Eco Lifestyle work, you know, that coat rack, which I really like because it has got like, it's like shelving storage, but then it also has some hooks underneath. I just wish the hooks had things on, because the shelf is like so thick that if you try and like put something on the shelf like the way I just did, it doesn't really work out because they're too thick, if that makes sense. So I didn't end up. Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever used that. Just haven't really used it. One day, maybe one day. And now I'm just quickly going to do all of the bathrooms, and then we're finished. No, sorry. No, we aren't finished. We've still got the garden to do, and then the basement, the attic upstairs. So, yes, we are not finished yet. And now I'm just doing just all the bathrooms really, and they end up looking the same except the master bathroom where I put like the big tub, like the triangle shaped tub, but now we're just using we were just using the Victorian tubs. So yeah, onto the master bedroom, and I just put like I end up keeping that plant, but I do think that it looks weird in that diagonal, so I end up like covering that with a mirror, and I think that looks a lot better. But yeah, it's a really weird shaped bathroom. I probably could have cut that diagonal off completely with a wall, but I decided not to because I actually quite liked the mirror trick in the end. Now I'm just adding some blinds, and then okay, cool. And now we're on to the garden, and I really like what I do with the garden. It ends up looking really overgrown, which is quite different. It's quite different for me. But I wanted to do something different because I was inspired by my old Georgian house that I used to live in, and we had like an extremely long garden, like not really a wide garden, because in England, in houses I've seen anyway, you don't really tend to get like wide gardens because a lot of the houses are terrace houses or they're semi-detached, so they're like next to the house, so they tend to be like long but not very wide. And we had like 3 kind of sections, and it was like on a slant as well. And like the top section was patioed, and then like the middle section would be like manicured, kind of like garden beds and things, and then like the bottom section would just be like completely overgrown. So this garden is like the bottom section of my old house basically. Oh, and we removed that swing because it's like it's just too big. But I do leave that play set, and then we change this well out for something else from Romantic Garden. That from Romantic Garden. And then this is when I just start making it a bit overgrown. So soon I just pull out a load of really small flowers, and here we go. And originally I think, oh, that looks so silly, but then I kind of roll with it and put some terrain paint down, and I'm like, oh, that looks really good. They've just got like kind of like overgrown flowers, which is not necessarily even bad overgrowth, right? They've just I don't know. This is it's just like natural at the bottom. I think they've just let all of their flowers grow, and it's just that's what they've ended up with. But they do have like a decking area where we put a table and chairs. Oh, and I also do this as well, which is like kind of different. I'm not even sure how I really feel about this. I mean, I like it, but like obviously here we have like a roof piece that is like attached to like the eaves, which is like a bit weird. But you know, like have you ever been to like a restaurant and you've sat outside and then they like pull out some cover over you? I felt like that was the idea here. And maybe it didn't have to be attached to the roof. I don't know. I kind of like it. Like I'm just being really experimental, I think. And I mean it won't be for everyone, but we are basically finished with the garden and the landscape now, and then I'll move on to the basement and just put some miscellaneous junk in and also the listening device because we're in Strangerville. And then I'm done and we're on to the screenshots. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to see more content from me, please hit subscribe. Catch you later.